My story involved taking my girlfriend at the time, taking her home because she had to be home 11 o'clock Good Friday night, and brought friends from the lake with the teenagers in my dad's Dodge station wagon. Drove to town listening to the Voice of the Valley, Keith Rogers on CJV 1240, and the music and the tape stuff. Anyway, dropped her off at the house up here at Kingsway and Angus, drove back down, looked down, saw water at the bottom of the hill. Fire hydrant. God, that's a lot of water for a fire hydrant. And then there's people standing around. This was the first surge. So, drove back up, convinced her parents to let her come back in the car with us and go look around, see what's happening. So, back we went out and down long Kingsway, and there was water coming up in the parking lot, but not bad, just like a extra high tide. Along 3rd Avenue, water was coming up, A&W parking lot, like Keith said the first time he looked out. Except for there was a couple of idiots, worse than us, sitting on the trunk of their car in the A&W parking lot, and they had fishing rods. The A&W was the center of teenage town. The 19 or 21-year-olds all went to the Barclay, the rest went to the A&W and had, what were those called? The root beer and orange mix, swamp water. Anyway, we drove across town. Let's see what's happening. Listening to the radio. Now, Keith hadn't alerted us yet of exactly what was happening on the radio, but we're listening to it anyway. We get to the corner in Alberni where the Alberni City Hall was, and here's a guy I know, Jerry Hickey, in an auxiliary RCMP uniform, stopping all the traffic. You can't go out here. There's a big wave, a big surge of water is going to hit here in 20 minutes. I was absolutely impressed that they knew that by then, but they timed it from Prince Rupert and then Tofino, and apparently the RCMP and others knew, which was really a lifesaver for many people in the town. I said, well, I live out at the lake. We're just going to go along River Road. We'll be gone in 20 minutes. We'll be off River Road. But the clutch went out in my dad's car just past the Somas Motel, okay, on River Road. So we got out and we pushed the car to Josephine, past the Hamilton's house, the corner of Josephine and River, past people's houses, up the road, across the bridge on Josephine to a little bit of high ground. If you look up there, it's not very high. It's almost level. And then we walked back down to the river because it was really weird. We weren't smart. I didn't say we were smart. Went down to the river and the river was empty. It was, you could walk across it and wouldn't get, in March, and you wouldn't have got past your knees, I don't think. If you don't move when the ground shakes, move if the water goes out. If the water goes extra low, get the heck out. So we're sitting there looking at this river. Wow, look at this. And it was daylight and not like it was nighttime, but it was light enough with the lights from the mills and all that. And then we hear this horrible thundering, crushing, crashing sound. It was really a weird sound. And then we saw the sparks from the substation by the pulp mill as the transformers blew up. It was a great fireworks show. And we're still, look at this. And then we see the water coming up the river, and the first thing comes up the river is this white pickup truck tumbling. And coming up the thing, and then logs and stuff. We turned and ran back up Josephine, past the Hamilton's house, past the Colemans, unloading the stuff out of their house, trying to save stuff out of their house. We didn't stop and help. I'm still embarrassed by that now. But we ran up, pushed the car farther up the road. The fence alongside us was getting crushed with logs, like the fence posts were breaking and stuff. We got to the car, pushed it a little farther, and the water stopped, and then just receded. Walked to the Lantern Inn, and Don and Wayne Louie had the Lantern Inn, the Chinese restaurant. We're just past Gill School. Phoned home. Hey, Dad, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. Where's the car? You're supposed to be home. Well, the car broke down, and there's been a tidal wave. And he says, well, you've told some tall stories in the past, but this one tops it.